Okay, today we're going to look at the XY laser from Kam. These come in 3 different colour versions. There's RBP, RGY and GBC. First of all, you'll notice with this laser it has a very wide aperture. This is because this laser has a scanning angle of 120 degrees by 90 degrees. This is very similar to an old future scan or a moving mirror effect. In the past, using lasers scanning around the room has always been a bit of a worry. So the guys at Kam have come up with a new thing which is called MSP, which is motor stop protection. What happens with this is inside is a built-in circuit which checks the movement of the motors and the condition of the diodes. What's illegal is a single point laser beam. So this machine monitors the motors and the diodes, and if that were to happen, it will automatically cut itself off. So you have built-in protection that it's not going to single point into your audience and cause you a problem. That's why they're allowed to scan at that sort of angle. Very simple unit. On the back you have a mains power switch, and as we power that on you'll hear a bit of a buzz. Because this is DMX controllable, it's basically setting itself up to its beginning. It's finding out the positions of the motors and the mirrors, resetting those, and once it's done, it only does that first when you power it on, and it won't do that for the rest of the evening for you. On the back, DMX in and out. You have a safety loop for hanging a safety chain or safety wire onto your rigging. A cut-off key. What this does is this cuts the power to the laser, or the laser diode. So the motor will still run, the fan will run, but with the key switched in the off position, there's no output from the laser. So if you leave your rig unattended and you need to keep it safe, switch the key off, take the key out, and nobody can do any damage or play with your equipment. On the bottom there's a little socket for a remote stop. This is an optional thing. Some places ask you to fit a safety cutout. So you just connect the plug that's supplied with the laser, use your own bit of cable and a stop button. As soon as you press the stop button, the laser switches off, and obviously you need to reset the stop button. But that's not necessary usually for mobile DJs, but it's an option there if you are required to use so. And then very simply, you have an LED display on the side here with 4 buttons. You have the menu button, an up and down, which is selecting of the menus, and an enter button. As you scroll through, you have 3 automatic modes, so you can have all colours running at the same time, or you can manually select one of the 3 colours. You have sound modes and variable sound sensitivity. DMX mode, where you can set your address for DMX and control, and also REM mode. REM mode is remote control. This particular unit and all the XYs come with a little remote control. You have colour options, pause, different programs, blackout, etc. all run from the remote control. Because it's DMX, you can master slave these. So if you have 2, 3 or 4 or several of these units, it's quite nice to connect them together via a DMX lead and create some fun shows. What we do first of all is if you use one as the master, the first one, and then you connect the slaves as we go along. What you normally do is on the master you select either automatic or remote control or sound activation, and then the slave versions will copy all the movements from the master unit. The beauty of this unit is it has 6 optional slave modes, which gives you approximately a 2-second delay between each head. So if we set the first one on and we set the first slave to SL1, the second slave to SL2, the third slave SL3, and so forth, what that gives is the first one will move, SL1 will have a 2-second delay before it tries to catch up, 2-second delay, 2-second delay. So it gives you some really interesting sort of light show possibilities, or you can set them all on the same and they'll just follow the first one. So other than that, fan cooled, adjustable hanging bracket, DMX, remote control, ready to go.